Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James with Mana Talk. My show is about saving the planet and all of its inhabitants. Yes, it's a stretch, but if you have the right people in the proper positions, we might have some positive changes. And no, that's not happening. Not at all. It's to the point to where you just don't even want to laugh. I'm watching other shows and seeing some jovial stuff happen on YouTube with Kyle Kalinske and Jimmy Dore and the Humanist Report. Everybody's really doing their best to make this just a little more jovial, a little more positive, put a little better spin on it. Don't get too fucking pissed off. But I was watching Network last night with my wonderful wife, Stevie Red in Economics. And we were watching that part of Network where he goes, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. And yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, Jesus, fuck, it's just bad, right? And I don't want to bring you down, but the thing that I want to talk about tonight, and I don't know if anybody's really getting into this, because it's the you get nothing and like it, said the two-party oligarchy or the 1% or the corporate party, I call them, and your legislators, judiciaries, and executives aren't doing a fucking thing to help you in this time of crisis. Whether it's a pandemic made by Gates or it's something orchestrated by the Dem Party or whatever the case may be, or it's just something that came from a fucking bat, far away from here. Fact of the matter is, it's happening. And when you look back at all the information that I've kind of gathered and put into a few of my shows, I'm trying to figure out this, and I've done this before. I'm trying to figure out the psychology, and I'm sure there's literally just great names and a vocabulary that I don't have. Stevie probably has it, of all the different types of narcissistic, cognitive, mental states in psychology that you can call these people that are the 1% that have so much power and control thanks to Citizens United and McCutcheon versus the FEC and the fact that money now controls our politicians. And it's tell me it's not apparent at this point. I mean, tell me it's totally like in your face. Like this is the result of what the corporate elite or the 1%, just a handful of them, by the way, have done to from my opinion and my perspective, a corporate takeover. A huge, gigantic corporate takeover of immense proportions and a giant money grab that it's ginormous. It's a ginormous money grab, and they're not going to stop. They're just not going to stop. They're gonna, just like 9/11, they're gonna fucking take this for all it's worth. And it's really sad. And the biggest thing is I'm trying to figure out, like I said, what kind of people would do this to other people. And I'm talking about the 1%. I'm talking about those people like Bloomberg. When you watch him buy his way into the CNN and the Democratic Party, and he just pays a bunch of money and gets on stage, when you have people like fucking Tulsi Gabbard, who's been going state after state after state after state, and fucking even Elizabeth Warren and everybody else, and this guy just comes out of nowhere and buys his way into the fucking show. I mean, what was that? That had to have told you something is wrong. I mean, and there's so many signs. It's how do you not get it? And this is against both parties. This is not just one party, right? Nancy Pelosi isn't a 100 billionaire and sold some stocks or created laws in the past to make $1 billion, with her third-party stockholders and all these other fucking people, right? This isn't this isn't a process where you have so many fucking people in these giant positions that are just controlling these people and making them do what they want to do. And the legislators and judiciaries and a lot of the executives are getting a piece of the pie. They're getting a piece of this has been happening for decades. I mean, tell me this isn't the case, but it's more apparent than ever. And then you still have to ask yourself, all these people within the past year and a half, especially in these past few months, these are, I don't call them people, they're more like creatures. They're like monsters. I wouldn't call them monster because monster is too positive, I think, for them. They're slime, slug, disgusting, fucking, hideous, sickly creatures, right? That put themselves and their immediate family members and their little village before millions. They put themselves before millions. Excuse me. I just had some teriyaki chicken that was really good. My apologies. It's amazing. The mentality of these people. I'm talking about the corporate elite rich CEOs that have all left. They're all gone. Most of those people are burrowed away in some bunker or some, far off island in the Pacific or the Mediterranean or somewhere, with all of our fucking toilet paper and just, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of supplies and, room service and all this other shit. But what is it about these people? And they've been around for so fucking long, right? I mean, when you look at the Bill Gates story, and you have to wonder how did Bill Gates get so fucking rich? Well, he was already rich, right? He was with the Rothschilds. He was already with the Soros. He's with a lot of very big fucking people. His father was. And there's a lot of people like this. I'm not just talking about the Democratic side. I'm talking about the Republican side. And all these people have had these positions for so fucking long. They've been in these positions for a long time, and nobody's ever called them out on this. Nobody's ever said, hey, you know what? We're sick of you influencing the people that are our supposed leaders. What the fuck are they doing? And I'm saying, I'm basically asking, what is the psychology behind being so immensely greedy? And I brought this up before to where, so you don't want to stop the pollution and you want to keep spilling oil and coal and extracts from all these fracking and shit that happens into your rivers and oceans and lakes. When one day your son or your grandson or your great-great-grandson is going to go to the same fishing hole or pond or river, and guess what? They can't go in it. Hey, Ben, how you doing? Hey, Dominic. Hey, I think people are going to start getting into when repercussions start setting it. Yeah. I mean, there's the way they've treated people, especially now with the immense amount of pollution and the immense amount of pollution that they're... Look, we're all not perfect. There's no doubt. But once you get to a certain point, once you get to the certain level, you start to forget about everybody else. And I've seen this happen in so many occasions because I'm 56 now. My birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to me. And over the years, I've witnessed dozens of people get from humble, very humble beginnings to being just the biggest fucking sickest piece of shit fucker on the planet, where philanthropy is their way out, or basically their tax write-off. But they still want more. They still want to have way more. It's just, the 90-foot yacht is just not big enough. They want the 120-footer. And then they get the 120-footer, and that's just not big enough. They want a fucking ocean cruise liner. So they buy a cruise liner. But my point is it's usually at the behest, or usually at the risk or the failure or just the way it's at the risk or at the detriment, I want to say, of others. I mean, if you watch Richard Wolff, he does a great segment on YouTube. Just look it up, and he looks up capitalism, the way it works with the employers and all this other stuff, and how each employee, especially if you're making minimum wage, or some of these wages are just $7.75. I mean, um, what? How they're producing so much more for the company, right? We got to take care of the company, take care of the company, and all that money goes straight up and keeps pushing that fucking bar up higher and higher to more income inequality. And it's just been worse and worse and worse. And they're okay with it. They're okay with it. You people, you're not, you slime, disgusting. You're disgusting people. You're sick, disgusting, terrible, inhuman. I mean, every fucking word, and they don't care. Because some of them might blame it on a cult, or this is the way my religion works, or, God's going to fucking forgive me. I'll go repent. I'll just go to confession. I'll go to confession. I'll be fine. However you want to excuse your behavior in here, what's on the outside and what you portray is disgusting. Jeff Bezos. Excellent example. Excellent example. His fucking poor employees are basically dying. And this is happening everywhere. I've got a buddy who works at FedEx, right? Who's going, dude, I'm trying to dodge bullets every fucking day. Every fucking day. Anybody that's out there in essential work should be getting at least hazard pay. At least, I'm talking fast food, I'm talking about delivery drivers, I'm talking about, everybody out there. This isn't a time for profit, but it is. Because somebody's making bank, somebody's getting a bailout, somebody's getting their subsidies or tax write-offs, and Trump's all with it, and so are all these other fucking pawns to this money. And that's the next stage. You have these greedy, probably extremely narcissistic, disgusting, spoiled brats like Donald Trump, right, who basically said today, they don't need money. Those are his fucking words. And I put it on my TikTok, and it's about 2,000 fucking hits right now. It's just dink, 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 dink. And it's, hey, Zuxix, derp, exactly. What is it, man? What is it about you? The 1%, the rich, the elite. Is it the title, right? If you've ever seen Trading Places, you get Mordoff and the other guy, and they go, oh shit, I touched my face, oh goddamn. And they bet $1 that they could ruin one man's life and boost up another man's life, just for the sake of betting. And this is in the 80s. Donald Trump right now believes that people just want to work. They don't even fucking care about money. They just want to work. Are you fucking kidding me? That's his mentality. This is the mentality of a lot of fucking sickly, disgusting 1%ers out there. They are really fucked up. They really and truly believe that you all are all slaves. Bred as slaves. Made as slaves. Are you? That's the question. Are you? Which leads me to Bernie Sanders. Bernie, are you a slave? Because you sure fucking act like it. I was just watching Jimmy Dore, and I watched when Jimmy Fallon asked Bernie Sanders. So, if you can't, do you think Biden can beat Trump? Of course. Or whatever. Yes, whatever. It's like he threw that fucking momentum away. I've never seen that happen in all the history of primaries, where you endorse the guy that you say that you can beat, but then you say, oh, the other guy can beat him. Right? Working people are starting to realize their worth. They need to abandon the idea that wealth means worth. They've been stealing our labor for. Yes, they have. They've been stealing our labor forever, Dominic Buscemi. Good seeing you, by the way, buddy. Good seeing you. Thank you. I'm not going to have an open mic tonight, but it's wonderful to see you on there. They're all hand-picked influencers to steer the sheep. Yes, that has to be what Bernie's doing. He's handpicked by the 1%, and he's just, yes, yes, whatever you guys want, whatever you want, whatever you like. What was that? Coming to America, right? They had the oligarchy. I mean, that whole thing just didn't jive with me. Whether black, white, whatever color, this rich and powerful people, they come from somewhere else and they use gold to, buy their way into everything. And then they have these arranged weddings, which still happen in India and all over the world, which is fucking amazing, right? God, we're so primeval still. We are so fucking primeval. Oh my God, aliens. God, if you're anybody spectating out there, you're just going, what a fucking joke. We're a joke. So this girl is primed, created, made, and manufactured by the oligarchy or the hierarchical presence that's there of Ganabwa, wherever there were in the movie Coming to America with Eddie Murphy, right? And he asked her questions. So what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? And she goes, whatever you like, whatever you want. And the person I'm thinking about that right now is Bernie fucking Sanders. I am thinking that girl who, jumped up and down and barked like a dog. Okay, well, I want you to do something then. Whatever you say. Hop on one foot and bark like a dog. And she just starts doing it. Arr, 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 and he just walks off. And she's still fucking doing it. Bernie has the biggest, like Jimmy said, and I've said, and I've said this for a long time too. And we all get it. You have the ability to take your followers, the people that are in the trenches right now, the essential workers are the only people left over that need the Medicare for all, that need a living wage, that need the hazardous pay. You're the only one that they're waiting for something to happen. They're waiting for you, Bernie. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to go, what do we do? All you have to say is strike. Walk off. Stop doing this. Stop buying this. Stop buying that. Just fucking do it. Cause havoc. What does it fucking matter to you? What is it going to you are going to make people, at that point, you're disrupting their plan, possibly, or you're disrupting the capitalistic process that's trenched in. You're actually getting to the root of the fucking problem. Right? They need us. I mean, how much more proof do we need that we need Medicare for all right now? How much more proof? Yeah, Trump said he's going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Don't get your hopes up, people. Don't get your fucking hopes up. I mean, what is the level? And this is what I need to tell you, because Jimmy was all over this. But what he needed to say, and Jimmy's not perfect, and I'm not either. Right? I'm not either. I'm just some Joe Schmo sales marketing guy. But I understand the process. What is the level of severity that you would need to be in your sickness to get covered? I don't think that's been discussed yet. And other factors. Are you going to immediately be treated and not have to pay? Are they going to spread out the bill for you, give you payment arrangements? I mean, who knows what the fucking fine print... There's no fine print right now. There's no fucking fine print. So, again, Bernie fucking has the biggest leverage he could to get the people that want the Medicare for all, the universal, the full, comprehensive universal health care with no co-payments. I mean, I just saw it up on Jimmy's thing. It's like $1,600 if you make $70,000. People are paying like fucking $7,000 a year for health care, and it sucks, and you still have to pay a gigantic copay on some of the items. I mean, and then they charge you for stuff that's not covered. It's just fucked. And this is the middlemen. This is Blue Cross, Health Net, all these other fucking companies out there. They're bullshit. From the government, our taxes straight to them. Broop, broop, that's where that money should go. Straight to the doctor, straight to the nurses, right? Straight to the hospital, straight to the facilities. They don't need to go through the fucking healthcare industry. For what? Stupid. And they know it. They've been tricking everybody for fucking years. They've been screwing you guys over for years. All right, so here it is. Bernie fucking Sanders, a man who has stood up for everybody. And by the way, your campaign people, Faiz Shakir, Mr. Weaver, the comic book store fucking owner, whatever that's about. Ridiculous. Get rid of them. They're not help. I mean, Jimmy Dore had some people that were the progressives of the Bernie party, and some other people they were like in touch, and they were fucking clueless. This one guy was just really clueless. Bernie, here it is. I'm going to tell it to you. And anybody that can get this is what Jimmy needs to do. This is what Kyle needs to do. This is what Jamal needs to do. This is what Mike Figueroa needs to do. This is what Let the Madness Begin. This is what Zoom Politicon. This is what everybody needs to do. A Real News Network. Or this is what everybody that's out there making noise needs to get this message to Bernie. Bernie, they would rather... They, meaning the two-party oligarchy or the Democrats or the piece of shit motherfuckers out there, right, would rather you lose. Excuse me. They would rather Biden They would rather Biden lose to Trump than you winning to Trump. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? They know that Biden's gonna get his fucking ass and his wife's ass and his fucking everybody in his family's ass handed to him in a debate with fucking Donald Trump. Right? And if you go back and look at the debate with Hillary Clinton, he fucking didn't let up. He did not let up. He brought up the 36,000 emails that she fucking deleted, and she went off to say, oh, it's a lie? No. It wasn't a lie, and everybody fucking knew it. And that's when she lost it. He's not... I'm telling you right now, Bernie Sanders, this is what you need to start doing. You need to start listening to these people that actually give a shit. You actually have the momentum. Stop fucking complaining about Trump. We know he's a piece of shit. He's a spoiled brat in a fucking 70-year-old body. Or whatever how old he is. Right? He's just some fucking spoiled brat. That luckily, I mean, the things that this man has said in the time that this crisis has happened, I can't believe he's still standing there. How are you, and I gotta say, these reporters that ask these questions, they only get one follow-up. What you fucking idiot reporters need to do is all ask the same question. Because he'll stop you after his follow-up. Okay, thank you, we're done with that. No, every one of you go through a circle and go through the question. Right? Like today, there was a question in regards to when he's going to make sure that the money that is given... Oh, wait, no. To make sure that when somebody doesn't have health care, if they have health care or something like that, can he get health care? Because there's a lot of people... No. Sorry. That's part of it. That's one of the questions, but he didn't get too deep in that. What it was actually is there were states, there are 8 states right now that are still not in the... they're still walking around. They haven't been told to stay... They don't have the stay-at-home order, the stay-at-home lockdown, and these are all Republican states, and he's telling them that, oh, they're doing a good job doing this and this and that, this and that, And this guy's giving like great information. Well, and they don't have really bad cases. This is what he's saying, but nobody's following up. It just ends there. And he just, okay, next one. Then somebody changes the topic completely to something totally stupid. Then they start talking about fucking the impeachment trial. God, it's, all of them. Every single everybody out there you just need a complete overhaul. A complete fucking overhaul. Right? And we definitely need to find out where these fucking people are at, the 1%ers. Right? We need to find out what they're about. So, for example, when you had LA County or LA City or LA County, the people were pissed off because the rent problem, people were concerned about their rent, and the city wasn't doing anything about it, and all these eviction notices started coming out because nobody can pay. I mean, nobody's been working in California for like a month. I mean, nothing. And there's a lot of people here that aren't working. I mean, we're at 6 million. We're going to be at 10,000 within the next few days. This week, at least 10 million people out of work. Easily. It could go as high as 20, 30%. So these people are driving in front of, is it Gil Garcetti? I think it was Gil Garcetti. They were driving in front of his house in Los Angeles, honking their horns, blasting their horns. I mean, you will find him, but I don't think you'll find the 1%. Right? I don't think you'll find that ex-CEO who's now in a bunker somewhere or on some exotic island with all his millions of fucking pounds of fucking toilet paper. I don't think you're going to find that person. But like I said before, if your legislator, your judiciary, and your executive isn't trying to get rid of Citizens United and McCutcheon versus the FEC, or withdraw money from, or pull money completely out of politics, then this is going to happen and continue to happen. This is going to happen and continue to happen. But at this present moment, again, Bernie has so much leverage. It's on a fucking silver platter for you, bro. You got a guy that's got accusations of rape or fucking touch. I mean, look at the pictures. There's fucking dozens of pictures of this guy's. I can't even say the words. It's terrible. He's fucking fondling and pitching and grabbing. And then the story of Tara Reid. That's your friend, Bernie? That's your friend? The guy who just got fucking outdone by Trump, and he still doesn't want to get single payer or universal health care. Medicare for all. And he just got outdone. He just outdid, if it pans out, if it works out the way he's saying. Right? Trump just outdid the fucking Biden, your buddy, your friend. Right? Now is the time when we all see who really honors their oath to defend the Constitution. That's correct. Election fraud, vote flipping, central tabulations, electronic dream, gambling machine. Yeah, it's all stupid. It's all fucked up. Zaxalix. Yeah, for sure. But in regards to Dominic, now is the time when we see who really honors their oath to defend the Constitution. And here's something I want to say about the Constitution. Wonderful thing. By the way, there's one that's called the 25th Amendment, Section 4, where if people in his cabinet, Congress, 2/3, they can boot him out. Probably not going to happen. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. But what I'm really saying is the Constitution was made to have an open book. It was created so you can amend it. And depending who your legislators are, and who judiciaries and executives are, etc., will depend on what direction that Constitution goes. So at this current time, the Constitution is still pretty strong, but now we have the NDAA, the Patriot Act, a lot of things that take away our freedoms, right? That like tremendously bad, and they know it, there's a lot of things in the Constitution that can be misconstrued or rearranged in a sense. I mean, the Republican Party will see the Constitution in one light or one aspect, while the Democratic Party will use it in a different way, right? To fit their needs. And it's never the same. So the thing about the Constitution that I've noticed, right, is that it's not very definitive. It's not precise, right? It's not precise, right? A right to bear arms, Second Amendment, right? And like how? With what? Can I have a tank in my garage? I would like to have a tank in my garage, right? I mean, I'm all for the Second Amendment, for sure. But I think you should be capable of operating a gun first and somewhat coherent. And who fucking knows about that, right? Who knows about that? All right, so basically it's like this. You get nothing and like it. That's basically what's happening. So we are at the whim of what they want to do unless somebody like Bernie Sanders will do the right things. And he's not. And he needs to. And I mean, everybody, I'm talking to everybody out there. Somebody get the message to this guy that he's got to excite these people. I call it Mutiny Monday. Start Mutiny Monday. This union, this essential business goes down, does certain things, right? There are farmers right now with thousands of millions of tons of food and product that need to be picked, need to be harvested, but the Trump administration desegregated, just passed everybody out, right? ICE is at full force right now, so nobody can fucking go pick that. And these guys are begging people to come and fucking pick their fruit and their vegetables and everything to get, they want to just give it away at this point. Please eat it. It's going, I mean, they're pouring out millions of gallons of milk per day. I mean, it's terrible. This whole thing is just being so horrendously ran, horrendously done, and Trump is to blame right now. He's not. He's in the wrong fucking places, doing the wrong fucking things since day one, because it was a hoax. Even though they brought it up to him in January 29th, right? Chuck Schumer came out and told everybody, or some 24th, late January. They came out and said, "Hey, man, you want to take this seriously?" And then, a week or so later, it's a hoax. A week or so later, it kind of makes sense. A week or so later, fuck, we got to do something. Right there, because of that inability to connect shit together, because he's such a fucking idiot piece of shit, spoiled brat. He's lost lives, thousands of lives, because of him not acting quick enough, because of him not doing the things that's needed fast enough, right? I mean, it's disgusting. It's the whole fucking thing. And I've got to say 1%, and I've got to say you corporate elite CEOs, and if you look at my picture, it shows money raining down on you. Once again, the big fucking money grab and the greatest corporate takeover I've ever fucking seen. Whether it's a pandemic or it's just a fucking pandemic from a bat. Kudos to you for fucking just taking all. I mean, okay. I'm not even mad. I'm kind of impressed. I'm impressed to the fact that you're still being able to get by with it. And that just shows how naive we are. Right? We're just dumb slaves. I get it. And we just don't have the ability to think. Right? And you got people like Ben Shapiro saying Amazon people should get fired because they fucking because they're, going against the grain. Because they're not doing their jobs, which Shapiro basically is just the biggest corporate whore on the fucking planet. And that's his job. And he knows it. He gets his sponsors, he gets his money, he gets his grease, trying to keep Trump people pissed off and mad and hating and believing that white people are going to fade away and Mexicans are taking their jobs and all this other shit, right? Well, there's a lot of jobs there, white people, Trump supporters. and they're called farming. And you are more than welcome, which I actually am trying to get the link. And I swear to you, if I get that link on how, and I said in that TikTok, I said, give me the link. Where do I need to go? Pay me what you can, and I'll fucking drive out there. If I'm able to, if they'll let me through the fucking, the borders. I'll drive out there and help pick. I mean, my grandfather had a 6-acre avocado ranch for about 30 years. Oh, I know how to work. I know how to work on a farm. Definitely. And I will pick all fucking day long. And I'll do it the next day, and I'll do it the next day, and I'll do it the next day. Yeah, and, used to do drywall and construction. I mean, I know how to fucking work. I could use the workout, honestly. Definitely use the workout. But back to the story. Back to what's really happening is we have a group of people out there that are just sickly, heinous, disgusting creatures. And they're actually running and in charge and manipulating. Okay, they're the puppeteers and the marionettes, our legislators, our judiciaries, and our executives. And it's so fucking obvious. It's in our face obvious. And Bernie fucking Sanders and anybody listening to this show, get to fucking Bernie. Tell him that his time is... If he really gives a shit, and if he doesn't want to be painted as the biggest Pied Piper that it seems like he is, where does all his money go after he's done? Straight to Biden. Straight to Biden. All his effort, all his people. They're just going to fall in line, straight to Biden. And God, don't even get me started on Tulsi. But Tulsi, look, I get it. You have to support the nominee. Right? You didn't say you'd endorsed him, though. You didn't say I pledge my full endorsement. You said I support. So it's still kind of in there. Right? I know people are giving you shit. But you can't support a fucking warmongering, corporate, pawn, disgusting, doesn't want Medicare for all, even close, rapist, pedophilia, sick motherfucker like Biden. I mean, right now you must be feeling pretty stupid. Or like, ooh, God, yeah, that feeling I know you've had. Anyway, I don't know if anybody's listening. I don't know if anybody's talking. I don't have a lot of people watching me, I guarantee it. But I do know this. Please, everybody, let Bernie know, whoever you are out there on the airways, right, that's out there, YouTube, tell Bernie his time is now. Get his people, his base, to come together to start striking, to start taking action. There's what have they got to lose? This is their best moment of wedging, or prying open, or fucking, having any sense of power, which is real, to do what they need to do. If anybody needs a living paycheck, if anybody needs a living wage for a paycheck, if anybody needs Medicare for all, if anybody needs better conditions at work, if anybody needs, student loan forgiveness, if anybody needs free college, if anybody needs all these things, right now would be the time to wedge, to go after getting these people at least hazard fucking pay and free, universal, full comprehensive universal health care for all, and a living wage. For good. Done. Have them do it. Start doing it. Everybody understands the essential people that are out there need to be paid, need to be taken care of. Right? I pray, I give mana, I give all my energy for those to please be careful out there. Right? To please be careful out there with the disgusting shit that's happening, and the idiots too that are out there. Right? Wash your hands. Use your gloves properly. Just because you have gloves doesn't mean you can touch everything. Right? And spread it all around. Right? If you're going to pick up the food, grab the food. If you're not going to pick up the food, don't fucking pick up the food. I was watching before I leave, I got to tell you. I was watching a lady. She had gloves on. She didn't have a mask. But she would pick up the food and put it down. I don't want this. Put it down. And then I watch her pick up a can. She picks it up, put it down. She Picks up something else and puts it down. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, everywhere. Everywhere. Use your equipment and your safeguards properly. TikTok has a lot of information on it. CDC has a lot of information on it. Actually, the CDC sucks balls. They've been terrible at this the whole time. The whole fucking Trump's terrible task force has been fucking pathetic. And let's see how this little Medicare thing works out. Let's just see. Right? And if this isn't the biggest indicator that we need this kind of socialism, at least for things like this, which, you know, Trump's going to say it's all about the corporations did everything. No, it's not. Because you have to implement it because you're the government, idiot. And who works for the government? You do. Who fucking but who is supposed to be looking over the government and who's the boss of the government is supposed to be us, but it's not. It's just not us right now. So we need to get our leverage back and do that. Anyway, please, everybody be safe. Thank you for listening. Sorry I was on probably too long. And yeah, that was a Biden. Oh, sorry. That was a fucking. Now I'm doing it. Now I'm, fuck you. I'm going to stay on as long as I want, goddammit. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Right? Anyway, so listen up, you guys. Have a good day. Government response could wind up killing millions. Yes. China, Russia, ETAL. Yeah, for sure. One of the biggest scams of all. Yeah, I like I'm saying this is one of the biggest corporate takeovers and money grabs I've ever seen, and they're probably just getting started. They're probably just getting started. So this would be the time, Bernie. Everybody, get your fucking ass. Email him, text him, Twitter him, TikTok him. Let him know. Go hard. Okay. I got to give you this because it's in a couple of my shows. Bernie, sometimes you have to go through your own ships to get to the main vessel, to the aircraft carrier. So what happens in many wars, all right, is you'll have a fleet around an aircraft carrier. And the number one goal of the other side is to get to that mother ship. The mother ship, the weird ship, the fucked up idiot ship, is Biden. You have to go after that fucker first. And if you have to go through your own ships and knock them out of the way or sink them, fucking do it. Because this is a time like none other that we need that kind of leadership. That people will look back and go, Bernie fucking took out his fucking bat, hammered some nails in it, and went fucking crazy. Or took his fucking boat, right? And he rammed right through these other idiots and got straight to the main vessel, and he sunk that fucking down, and now he's off to now he's got a giant fleet behind him because they've all fucking gathered behind him. That could be your moment, Bernie. This could be your moment. And most of all, somebody tell Bernie to sit up straight. I swear to God. He's sitting there going, Bernie, posture, man. Whoever, I know your wife doesn't see it, but you've got to, somebody, in his last fucking video today, I put in probably the last thing that he probably saw on his chat with millions of other people, probably millions of others chatting. But I put in there, sit up straight. Sit up straight, be prominent, be proud, be fucking, own it. All right, anyway. Thank you all for being on Montauk. Aloha, guys. Have a wonderful night. I might be on later, though. You never know.